Welcome to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time to my channel, you're a one-hit wonder, I'm glad you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the GlamFam, do you remember the commercials that at the very end of it, it had this thing and it went tink, tink? So this episode is the wrap up of everything I did in April, the LP. I didn't accomplish very much last month. Last month, I lost some crojo, but I lost the crojo for something specific. Like shawls are my thing. I was testing the patterns for 2 shawls and I just couldn't make myself do it. And I tried, I struggled through, and I just felt like it wasn't enjoyable to me, and that's not good, especially for something that I enjoy making. So I didn't make any shawls last month. Even my calendar inspiration project was not a shawl. And I've been doing that since January of 2022. In April, I made a pair of slippers as my inspiration project for the calendar. I just couldn't do it. I'm no longer going to do any kind of tests that require for shawls because I enjoy making them too much to have something rob me of said joy. Anyway, what I did make last month is what Hetty is wearing. She's wearing 2 things, but the thing on top, I kind of showed it a little bit during the live video that I did with Linnea from Nina's Knots Crochet, but we've got a little more detail. And yes, if you have OCD, now, this pattern is so easy to do. It is yummy. It hasn't been released yet. It is called the Understory Cardigan. So easy. It's made in 3 pieces. Well, technically it's made in 2 pieces because you make the back and the front in one and then you add the second piece on. I used Premier Nordica yarn. This has been in my stash for so long, and I have tried several times to make something with this yarn. I have it in this color, which is the olive colorway. I think it's called Harbor, and another color I can't remember, but this is the first project that I've been able to do and I love it. The back is gorgeous. Okay, so this is the back. I tried to turn Hetty. She did not want to have to turn her back on y'all. So this is the back of the cardigan. And because it was made in all one piece, the coloring and the blocking and everything worked so much more symmetric than the front. It has a high-low, so the back is much lower than the front. I did that on purpose and accidentally at the same time. When I went to put on the front, I believe I may have made the front a little bit shorter unintentionally. So when I seamed it up the side, it just looked better with the lowered back. And when you seam it together on the sides, it's done, I can't remember now, but I like the way it looks on the side with the seam. Beautiful pattern, so easy. I love this yarn. I would love to get some more of it just because, I don't know, and it is 100% acrylic, but it's a non-pilling acrylic and it's a 3-weight. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. Because I remembered when I first heard about this yarn, I was actually watching Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches. This was like 2 years ago. The thing about self-patterning yarns is they don't always translate from you know, knit to crochet the same way. This is made with the moss stitch, and even doing the moss stitch, the pattern, this doesn't look exactly like it does on the label, but at the same time, it's still, you know, it looks like something, if that makes any sense. It has that same feel that the knit version of this does. Love, 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 love this. All right, I will pop in a picture of the slippers that I made for my calendar inspiration project. And these were made with Patton's classic wool, and Not Hetty said that they look very 80s. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the fact that this color was that pop of the pinky purple that was in the top corner of the inspiration photo. I did felt them, but I'm going to felt them one more time because they are almost perfect. I just need one more go in the washer and dryer and it should be set. The only other thing that I think that I made, I'll have to check Ravelry, and if there's anything else, I will pop it in here. So if y'all didn't see anything, there wasn't anything else. I made this, which is another yarn cozy, and I made this again to go with Judy's calendar flower crochet along. Woo, that was a lot. I used the exact same yarn that Lynn Ann from Nina's Knots Crochet used for her. She made a shawl. It was a granny virus shawl, I think. But when I saw her pull out the yarn, I was like, once again. But I actually used some of this yarn last year for one of my monthly calendar inspiration shawls. I like this. It's a fingering weight. It's the YARNVIP hand dyed, and the colorway is called Turquoise Sky. I love it. It's so pretty. And really, I'm falling in love with making these little yarn cozies. That I did do a lot of in April, just because I didn't have to think. I could just sit and stitch. Yeah, it's no brainer. That's again another reason why I like this. It's just moss stitch. That's it. That's it. It's just moss stitch. And since the yarn was doing all of the heavy lifting, it was not a problem at all. I really enjoyed that. All right, I think that is literally all that I made. Let me check my notes. Oh, my spring tee. Now, I feel like I showed you this before, but if not, here she is in all of her beauty. It's so funny. On the camera, it looks almost like right in here. Ooh, right in here. Oh my goodness, I could not be a weather person. Anyway, right in here, it looks like it's a splotch, and also right over here. But it's striped all the way through with the pink and the malted milk. I really feel like I've already discussed this, but love this. I have not worn it yet, but it has been blocked. I did play around with some of the stitches, and I feel like right here you can really see. I did most of it in, what did I do? I did most of it in half double crochets, but then every now and again I did a linked double crochet for some reason. But overall, it's really cute. I can't wait to wear it. It was my first warm weather make, and it was really great in why, starting the Tanks and Tees 2023 crochet along was so perfect, because I had already kind of made up my mind that this is where I need to focus my making for the next few months. Speaking of the Tanks and Tees 2023, here are my whips in progress. My works in progress. Okay, because I can't do one item at a time, I'm not. Oh my God. Come on, Jackie, focus. I spent a lot of energy working on on swatching for the Wren tank because I wanted to have the perfect fiber. And I ended up going with, actually I don't know what I ended up going with, but this is what I'm going with for now, which is the Holst Coast yarn, which is a cotton and wool blend. And I'm holding 2 strands together. Here we go. The tank is made bottom up, and it uses the extended single crochet and then a chain 1. So it's essentially the moss stitch except with extended single crochets. And here's what I've gotten so far. And I had ordered this yarn, it was in the sampler pack. So I'm using the sampler, which is giving me this, it starts with this. This is the Robin's Egg Blue, which is also the same color I started my sagebrush tea out of. So I've got this, and then I've got 2 strands here. The whole thing is worked with 2 strands of yarn, and I'm just sort of dropping one color, picking up the next, and I'm just going to do that all the way through. Hopefully I have enough to make this work on the front and the back, because I think I forgot that I had to do the front and the back when I started doing this. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, this is the beginning of the Wren tank. Now, as you know, I am a brand ambassador for WonderlandYarns. I let them know that I was working on, I was planning my spring summer wardrobe, and they sent me some yarn to play with. And let me just show you this yarn. This color is like, woohoo, very spring summer, right? Now this is called Silk Twist. It is a DK weight, 250 yards, 72% fine superwash merino wool, and 28% mulberry silk, 100% cloud heaven angel soft. Oh my goodness. Okay, now let me show you this in a swatch, and I did swatch it for the Wren tank. Isn't that so pretty? And I just gotta look at that. Oh my gosh. Now this is after it's been blown. I made gauge, and I was really excited to use this yarn to make the Wren tank, but I had already started it with the Coast yarn. I decided that I'll make a tee. Essentially, I'm using the same pattern that I made my spring tee out of. Here we go. It's, oh, I love it. 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 Oh my goodness. It's so, oh my gosh, it's so soft. This yarn, y'all, oh my gosh. And it's beautiful to work. I'm doing half double crochets, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And look at the, like, it's not see-through. Because again, y'all know I am not trying to wear layers in the summer. I'm not the one, okay? Because I do have diagnosed heat intolerance, and I live in Louisiana, which automatically should mean I shouldn't be allowed to live here. It should be against the law for me to live here. So because of that, your girl cannot be wearing layers. So this is perfect. I mean, I can't see through it. I can't see you. This is so great. So happily working with this. Now, I mentioned this again during the live with Lynn Ann, and she said that I should step out of my comfort zone because I don't like making tops from the bottom up, and I don't like making things that are in pieces, but y'all already know all this. But because we're trying to encourage people to step out of their comfort zone, for people who have not even made, you know, a garment yet in crochet, who am I to sit there and say, y'all need to try something new, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to do something different. And again, that's the reason why I'm doing the tank bottom up in 2 pieces. So there, I am practicing what I preach. And I swatched. Now, I swatched a lot. I swatched. This is Cascade Tangier, which I really like it. It reminds me of Noro as far as the feel of it. And the fiber content is like gumbo. There's a whole lot of stuff. I don't know what makes what. Watched the Holst. I swatched Bambootiful. I swatched Must Be Merino. I'm trying all kinds of fiber content to find something that's perfect in that it's not going to be see-through and it's not going to be so heavy that I pass out just thinking about going outside. The third one, which this was also on the list, I think from the free patterns on Ravelry. It's the, I can't pronounce it, Aestas top, Aestas. I think it means summer in Latin or something along those lines. So I had made one once before, but I had some issues on the side and we ended up with, you know, peekaboo. But what I decided to do was frog it, which I did. And my, my watch thought I was like running because, you know, I wasn't going to correct it because I need my steps. Anyway, so I frogged it and restarted it. And here is the process so far. And as you can see, I believe I have this the right way. Okay, yeah. Here on the side was where I had issue before. Now, in doing it again, I believe I have more coverage this time because I paid attention to the pattern. And then when I got to the side, I think I screwed up on the side because I've redone this like 4 times now. The way the instructions are for doing the side don't make sense to me. I believe it says something like, what does it say? It says something like treble crochet and then treble crochet 2 together, something. And when I do it, it doesn't make the same, my stitch doesn't look the same as it does in the picture. And I've tried it a couple of times, a couple of different ways, but I keep coming back to this version. So I think I'm just going to stick with this version. It was double crochets across the front and then this open work, this stitch on the side. Oops. Can you see that? And this yarn is, I believe, Karen Cotton Cake. I can't remember the colorway, but I'll pop it on the screen. This is 60/40 cotton acrylic. That sounds right. Hopefully I have enough yarn because this is all of this that I have. So the original one that I made ended up with a peplum and stuff because I got confused in the pattern. So hopefully the messed up part with the peplum is enough yardage to make it correctly. And that's it. Those are my whips. The future. I haven't really thought about it. I mean, we've got the Tanks and Tees 2023 crochet along that is, you know, it's already started. It started on May 1st. It's going until June 30th. And knowing me, I will probably make several pieces during that time just because I love, look here, y'all, covering up your arms for summer versus covering up your arms for winter. Look, that's that's a long time. If I make the shirt and it comes down to here, it's still saving time, because a sweater, you know, that's a commitment. And you know, when it's cooler outside, I don't mind it, because, you know, awesome sweaters are awesome sweaters, but awesome tees are awesome tees also. So it's going to take even less time to do a short sleeve, or a, what do you call, it's like, what is it? Sleeveless, cap sleeve, something, short sleeve, and then 3/4 sleeve. Is that how that works? I don't know. But anyway, making stuff for the summer is going to be faster than making stuff for the winter. At least that's been my experience. So y'all, I can't help it. I love this so much. So much. I make no apologies. None. It's time to flip the calendar. Hey, hey, hey. Flip the calendar. Okay.
Wow!
Da-da-da-da. Now, sometimes I wonder, when they take these pictures for the months, you know, some calendars, like the picture reflects what the temperature or what the mood is for that particular month. I'm not sure where these pictures came from, because I don't think May and mountains. I don't, but that's just me. However, the colors here are gorgeous. Let me get this from behind you. Hold on. All right, watch your head. Okay. Look at this. What do you think? Yes, it's meant to be. I do believe it's going to be a shawl. Stuff I got. So every now and again, I get nostalgic. All right. Every now and again, I get a little more nostalgic. And I went on eBay. eBay houses all things memory. Back in, I want to say, the early 2000s, I wanted to get an Atari 2600. Yeah, that Atari. And I went on eBay, and it turns out that apparently, this is when I fell in love with Canada, by the way, because Canada seemed to have all of my memories, all of my childhood memories apparently went to Canada. So it was amazing. I got Atari 2600, and I got a ton of Atari game cartridges, and even the little thing to hook up to the TV. So we were able to play Atari, and it was a wonderful, wonderful sensation. I don't know what happened to my Atari or my games, but I know that if I go back to Canada, I will find some more Atari 2600s. But anyway, this time, I believe these memories were found in the United States. I know that y'all remember, like, in the 80s, they had the bed dolls. So you had the doll, and then the dress, the whole thing was crocheted, or the doll head and the body covered the toilet paper. Well, anyway, so along those lines, I'm not really sure exactly what these were categorized at, but these are made by Dumpling Designs, and they're called Cupcake Corner. So this is the pattern, and you would like buy the head and hands, and then you would crochet everything together. And all of these are, of course, bakery. Well, I lied. They're not bakery themed. These are all, I'm just going to say, food themed. I got the whole collection of the Cupcake Corner. There were 2 different collections. The second collection was called, nope, I can't think of what it is. But there is another YouTuber who she has the head and hands, and she made all of the dolls, this collection plus the other one. So there's 12 dolls in each collection. I will put her YouTube channel here because it was nice to watch. I mean, it was, yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. Now, when I got these, I was thinking that maybe I could just make like the outfit and put them on a different doll because I don't have the head and hands. And they're kind of expensive because I don't know why. Anyway, but let me show you which ones I got. So I got buttermilk biscuit, taffy apple. I love this. Strawberry jam, rainbow slush, gumdrop, banana split, lollipop, peach taffy, pink lemonade, pecan pie, hot fudge sundae, and popcorn. Huh? Popcorn plays baseball. Well, this makes the least amount of sense out of all of the ones that I've seen. Again, if I can make it to where I can make the outfits and maybe put the outfits on my Cabbage Patch Kids. That's my thinking. I don't know if it'll work, but that's my thinking. So that's the stuff I got. That's it. I tell you, April was just kind of a, I don't know, it was just like a non-month. I mean, you know, aside from the things that I got from like Temu and Whisk-F, it was just sort of a non-month, but that's all right. Okay, so I did want to update you on the socks that I'm knitting for my husband. You see it? Yeah. So it turns out my hands are anti-knit. Huh? I know, controversial. I hate casting on. I don't like, because the only cast on that I know how to do like from memory is the long tail cast on. And the way I do it, when the needle pokes my hand while I'm doing and I think that kind of sets the tone or sets me off, whichever one. So once I get the things casted on, I'm so angry because this thing has been poking me for 64, 72, 86 stitches. And then I'm using a 9-inch circular. So, you know, we're like this. Yeah. Yeah. So these are anti-knit. They're knitists. If I can figure out another way of casting on that doesn't require me to stab myself for 54, 64, maybe. And I have my heart set on making something, and it is knit, and it is not even a released pattern yet. But this one is the fault of Not Hetty. Not Hetty is a Swiftie. If you don't know what a Swiftie is, it means it is a die-hard fan of Taylor Swift. Now, Casey at Young Folk Knits is designing her own version of a t-shirt or sweater that Taylor Swift wore in one of her more recent videos. And she's calling it the Swift Tee, which is a great name considering. And I looked at it and I was like, ooh. And then Not Hetty saw it and she's like, I must have that. And if I had better pictures of it, I feel like my initial response to said request is, hey, I can crochet that. And that still might actually be what happens. I don't know yet because I can't remember what the picture looks like. But I contacted Casey, and I was really hoping she would answer the question in a way that was very Jackie friendly. I said, do you think that this pattern will be beginner friendly? Hoping she would say, oh,
Absolutely not. You need to know how to do.
She said that she doesn't see why it would not be too hard for a beginner, except for maybe the collar. Which is good news. It really is, except it's not the news I wanted to hear. But I'm looking at some of the yarn that I got last year. Why am I saying last year? That was literally like 2 months ago. Looking at some of the yarn that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, the pigment and fiber, so like the collection. And the sweater that Taylor is wearing in the video is a very 1970s colorway. So I'm looking at, like, you know, this and this harvest gold and maybe avocado green. So I'm going to look closer at the Taylor Swift sweater, and see if I can just crochet it. I mean, and it's like short sleeve, so it works for tanks and tees. So, but either way, I might try knitting. It just depends. No, I can't do the stabbing. It's the stabbing. It's the literal stabbing that just, yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if it was like the bigger needles. And I've still yet to finish the other Taylor Swift inspired item that I was making for Not Hetty. But that's not my fault, because I forgot how to knit. And the needles are still sitting inside of the yarn going, we're waiting. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't relearn how to knit since we've been talking about it. Anyway, some people are so demanding. That is it. So that was all that April brought us. There were some showers. There were some highs. There were some lows. I know that in June, I do plan to pick up my drop spindle again and hopefully hold on to it and, you know, practice some spinning. So if anybody has any tips for a newborn beginner spinner, and when I say newborn, I mean talk to me as if I'm a newborn to walk me through this, because I've watched several videos and I feel like you have to have a college degree just to hold the spindle, and I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I'm okay with you talking to me like I am an embryo. Yeah, a gamete. I am okay if you dumb it down for me, because I want to try it. I want to give it a good, honest try to say, yes, I can do this, or nah. Tanks and Tees 2023. Are you joining us? Have you chosen your pattern? Remember, there are 2 videos that I've put together for a total of 20 free pattern options for for tanks or tees. 10 are on Ravelry, 10 are on Lovecrafts, but technically some of the ones that are on Lovecrafts are also available on Ravelry, I believe, or on an independent website. Lots to choose from. Again, you don't have to choose the 10, any of the ones that I selected. The one by Cactus and Lace, we chose it because it's very, very beginner friendly. It's worked from the bottom up in 2 pieces. So whether you want to do the tank or the tee, each of the patterns use the same stitch pattern, which is the extended single crochet chain 1. So like the moss stitch with the extended single crochet. I know we keep saying it because we're just so excited. Look, I am from the old school of crochet, the one where we were told that, crocheters make blankets and maybe hats, not clothes. So if that has been what you have been told, step out and realize that we can do
Anything you can do, we can do better.
I mean, you know, just give it a shot. If you don't want to make it for yourself, make it for a baby. Make it for a doll. Just try it. You'll like it. All right. If this video has brought you any joy whatsoever, please hit the like button. And if you think that this hot mess is something that you want to stick around for and hang out with on the regular, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.